If you want to know what books I read in 2019, then stick around. Hey, what's going on? I'm Tina and welcome to my channel. I make bookish videos for bookworms, so consider subscribing and clicking the bell for more bookish videos. Well, 2019 was a big year for reading for me because I think it's the most books that I've read ever, and I was really excited about it. Although I did not hit my 2019 reading goal, which was I think 60 books or something like that. I didn't get a chance. Well, most of you know I'm a slow reader, but I'm very proud of the number of books that I did read, and I want to share that with you really quick. So let's get started. Okay, these books are in no particular order. They're just in the order that I'm grabbing them. So the first book I want to share with you is 3 Feet from Gold by Sharon L. Lecter. This book is like a personal development, feel-good book, and all about success and having a success mindset, and it's really, really good. I highly recommend this book here. The next book I want to share with you is the sequel to The Hate U Give, and it's called On the Come Up. I know many of you have read it, many of you have not read it, and I love this book so much. Look, I tabbed it up. I don't know if you can see that. And I just like highlighted all up in this book. You know, so many good takes in here, and this is such an awesome story, so check it out. Now, this has got to be the book that I read the fastest. I think I read it in like 2 hours or an hour or so, and it's pretty much called Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, and it's such an interesting story. I mean, I can't really break down the whole story for you, but it's told in verse. So it's told in like kind of like a poetry kind of way in verse, and it's really interesting. You could check it out. The next book I want to share with you is one of my favorites, which is The Silver Linings Playbook. This book touched me so much, and it's definitely one of my top favorites. The next book I want to share with you is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. Now, I can't show you this book without showing you how it looks without the dust jacket on. Isn't that a beautiful book? Admire. The next book I want to share with you that I read in 2019 is a scary book. It's called The Outsider, and I really enjoyed this book. I read it and I listened to it on audio. This book, crazy shit happened, so I love this book. The next book I want to share with you that I read in 2019 was really awesome. It's called Scythe. This book is amazing. It's like action-packed, and I love that book. I don't like books that are like slow to get into their stories. This book was really interesting from the very beginning. Even the whole concept of the book, even like not having death, and now you have these scythes that have to, you know, glean people. You know, that's what they call it. This book was really awesome. The next batch of books that I'm gonna share with you, I don't physically have, but I want to share them with you. I'm gonna read them off my Goodreads. So I read The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Girl, Stop Apologizing, A Shame-Free Plan to Embracing and Achieving Your Goals by Rachel Hollis. I also read The Bullet Journal Method, which is so cool because it teaches you how to do a book journal, a bullet journal, but it's also like personal development, self-help kind of stuff in it too. It's really good. The next book I read was The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I hope I said that right. The next book I read was November 9th by Colleen Hoover. The next book I read was Evidence of the Affair by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love that book. Let me tell you really quick. That book is told in the form of letters going back and forth between a husband and a wife, but they're not married to each other. It was just crazy, that book. The next book I read is Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered. I also read Sadie, which was really touching. I actually didn't read it physically. I read it through audiobook, or I heard it through audiobook. The next book I read was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That book was freaking awesome. So those are the books that I read in 2019, and I'm really hoping that this year I can read more and really get into it. I know I haven't been in the booktube community for a few months, and I was just going through my own stuff. I wasn't really reading too much. So now that I'm into the groove of reading again, I have a lot of books to get to, and I'm really hoping that I can get to it and catch up on these last few months and see how far I can go. I'm gonna try to incorporate audiobooks. I'm gonna try to incorporate reading on my Kindle, you know, any way that I can actually get stories into my brain. Now that we're, you know, in isolation or whatever they want to call it, quarantine, isolation or whatever, I think now I have the time to do all of that, you know. Now I have all the time to read and stuff, and I'm really looking forward to you know, the future stories that I'm actually gonna get into. And you know, if you like this video or you like any of those books and want to comment on any of those books that I read, please leave a comment below, and I will catch you on my next video. Take care.